Sincere Milk, Lions Den. My name is Yahweh Sap. I camp out with Lions Den, Yashawala in Jacksonville. First, I would like to say a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Archeums, and to the women and children. Kal, Harayam, La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Bahashim, Ha, Rodash, Kodash, Mak. All praise to Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit, in holy, and in truth. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Honor to my elder, Aaron Wong. Salutations to the Archons who are in the four corners of the earth in sincerity and truth. And to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, well, this lesson that I'll be bringing to you is about freedom, right? People want to go back to normal. I see people when I go to the store, buying these lottery tickets, and sometimes I ask them, what happens if you win all that money? What you gonna do? They right away to them, I'll be free. I do whatever I want. I work when I want, and I travel. And these are jakes that I'm asking this question I'm talking to, and they have no idea what freedom really is. Okay, so before I even go to the lesson, I want to remind you that these things happen around the world, not only in Puerto Rico. This was in 1950. Okay, mass murdering, right, by police officers, right? Because, people, you call so-called Negroes like, Native American speckled birds, keep forgetting that we live in a sinful world, and that, we turn our back, to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Now, there's another book, right, on viruses and vaccines. I'm just going to show it to you because I ain't going to have enough room to put it in tonight in the description, but you're going to have to look at my other videotape if you want to get the information. Another thing that you want to look into is that, the CDC has already in their website a zombie preparedness. You want to read about that. It's interesting. They have another one called a zombie apocalypse prediction for 2021. CDC has a preparedness guy. See? I mean, they read scripture, right? They know what's going on. And they want you to use their guy to go and do what they say, which is going to be 2/3 of you, right? Miami, Florida right now is having a shutdown, right? Because they want things to go back to normal, and they're turning down this curfew at 8 o'clock. So we're going to read about freedom and what you got to do if you are sincere. So you can't play with words, right? And your actions have to be involved. So we're going to read about what freedom is, okay? And we're going to go to Romans 6:15 and 16. Verse 15. What then shall we sin because we are not under law, but under grace? Certainly not. Verse 16. Do you not know that to whom you present yourselves slaves to obey, you are that one's slaves, whom you obey, rather whether of sin leading to death or of obedience leading to righteousness? It just made it clear right there, right? If you're going to be following, they're saying, here, come, take the jab. They're not forcing the jabs. They're saying there's free, open clinics or whatever. Go over there and take jabs, right? They're acting like they're your parent. You're a grown man, a grown woman, right? Just because you go into the store and you see a sign say free jabs, oh, I better go. Come on, man. You got to snap out of that. Moving to 2 Peter. It's crazy. I go into the store and they look at me, I look at them right in their face. And if they're going to ask, I'm not interested. No, thank you. You can jab yourself, but I'm not. Give me a minute. Oh, here it goes. 2 Peter what? I got to do this again. Chapter 2, verse 19. Yes. while they promise them liberty, they themselves are slaves of corruption. For by whom a person is overcome, by him also he is brought into bondage. Right? So you got to ask yourself, these are not, even if they said these are the laws that you have to obey. No, these are corporation laws that are not above Yahweh and Yahushai's law. See how simple that is? Now, do I care that they don't comprehend, they don't accept it? No, that's their problem. Is there consequences? I just read to you, right, that if you follow the sin, you get sinful punished. If you follow the righteous, right, you're going to get punished whichever way it goes. Let me make that clear. Who, we don't know. Yahweh and Yahushua decides that. Okay? John 8:34. You want to keep insisting that you're in control. You're out of control. 8:34. Slakia. 8:34. John 8:34. Here we go. Verse 34 in red letters. Yahushua answered them, most assuredly I say to you, whoever commits sin is a slave of sin. What do you think you're doing when you're going to go take those jabs? You're committing a sin, a big sin, a great sin. Right? You're saying that you want to put your faith on and trust the Edomites who rob, rape, and murder around the world. Right? That's how come they're living in the countries that they're living in. Moving to Romans 6, chapter 6, verse 6. Knowing this, that our old man was crucified with him, that the body of sin might be done away with, that we should no longer be slave of sin. So it's giving you a guide, just like CDC is saying, hey, come to us. We got to prepare this guide for you, a guidebook. Well, our guidebook, we already got one. No thank you, CDC. We already got one right here. See? They're going to say, hey, come over here to us. Right here. Take the jab. Right? You go back to normal. Right? Now they're debating, yeah, but if you took the jab and you took the second jab, yeah, you're still going to have to wear the mask just in case, because people have been still catching it. There's no guarantee. Right? So why are you going to be taking jabs? On top of that, they have nanochips in it. Why are you going to be taking nanochips in your body? Right? The temple that belongs to Yahweh Shai. See how crazy that is? That was Romans 6:6. Galatians chapter 2. Galatians, give me a minute right here. Chapter 2. Ooh. Verse 20. That fly. 20. I have been crucified with Yahushua. It is no longer I who lives, but Yahushua lives in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith. Faith would work. In Yahushua of Yahweh, who loves me and gave himself for me. He shows the way, right? Yahweh told Yahushua, his son, this is what you got to do. You want them to be saved? You want them to have freedom? You want me to bring them back? This is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go down there and you're going to have to show them the way. Okay? I'm going to Galatians chapter 5, verse 24. And those who are Yahushua have crucified the flesh with its passion and desire. Yeah. Hey, we got brothers and sisters, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, speckled birds, that joined the army. and fight for the Edomites. Go around the world murdering, raping, and stealing in the name of the Edomites. And a lot of you know that they tell you in the army, hey, we give you 6 months training, but the rest is up to him if you live and come back. All of a sudden, right? Right? Or those who, police officers, right? I mean, you're the first target out there. Edomites love that, right? Free target. Crazy. Moving to Galatians 6:14. Verse 14. But Yahweh forbid that I should boast except in the cross of our Yahweh Shai, by whom the world has been crucified to me, and I to the world. All right, let's not get confused. 501c3 Christian mentality, Jakes. You go, oh, look, the world, that's for everybody. No, it's only for the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds. Now, if you don't want to accept that, tough luck. Yep. I'm moving to 1 Corinthians chapter 1. Right here. Verse 18. Verse 1, Corinthians, chapter 1, verse 18. Where are you? Here we go. For the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of Yahweh, right? Through his son Yahweh Shai, right? The more we humble ourselves and wake up to who we are, we gain understanding through our elders, right? And doing these lessons, when we go out camp, we improve, right? We're growing spiritually, right? And we begin to see clear and say, oh, look at this. This is amazing, right? I mean, come on, let's face it. This sinful body, right, is getting old, right? It gets sick, right? You're going to die. Some of us might die old, some of us might die tomorrow. So you got to wake up to, to reality. Let's go to, 1 Corinthians chapter 2:14. I got it right here. Verse 14 says, but the natural man does not receive the things of the Spirit of Yahweh Shai, for they are foolishness to him, nor can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. You don't practice, right? You don't humble yourself. You don't even fear, right? And the reason you don't fear, because you don't know what Yahweh and Yahushua are going to do. All right? You think it's a fantasy, right? But yet you do Santa Claus. Oh, you believe in Santa Claus, right? Oh, you got to do Santa Claus or not. If you don't do Santa Claus, that's a big sin. See how crazy they got? They got you ass backwards, man. Let's go to Colossians chapter 2, verse 20. Let's do that. 2, verse 20. Right here. Verse 20 says, therefore, if you die with Yahweh Shai from the basic principles of the world, why, as though living in the world, do you subject yourselves to regulations? Why you are lying to yourself, for an example? I'm going to see if I can give a couple examples. The jabs are not mandatory. They cannot, even they say they are, it cannot be. Okay? Nobody has the right to play Russian roulette with somebody else's life. And that's what they say to begin with. Okay? And number two, you got to remember what Nazi Germans did in the past. Right? I mean, it's okay they did to their own kind, but you got to remember what they did. Right? And you have to remember that they're like spraying viruses around. There's a private investigator who talks about that. Why are you going to go get online just because you see a month or two online? That's like going also to get a state marriage license. That's not a law that, oh, I have to do that. That's a corporation that you're going to, right? That's an example. That marriage belongs to the creator who created it. We go to him, not to the state, right? So by waking up to who you are, you so-called Negros, Latino, Native American, speckled birds, coming back to scripture, it's the only way you're going to wake up. It's the only way you're going to gain understanding if you are core. Okay? Now, don't confuse, don't misunderstand me. There's going to be 144,000 chosen elects. We don't know who they are. Okay? They're going to be 2/3. They got to go. Okay? They're going to go through the fire. And then 1/3, right, also will be with the 144,000. Okay? But it is through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua who decides this, not us. We just do the work. That's all. All right? He got everything written down in the book of all of us. Okay, no. Put him through this. Put her through that. The way it goes. Bottom line. Where am I? Okay, I already did this one, right? Yeah, I did. Did Colossians 2:20. Okay, I'm here. I did 2:20. And I'm moving to now Romans 6:25. Romans 2:6 all the way to 5. Verse 2, certainly not. How shall we who died to sin live any longer in it? Verse 3, or do you know not? Do you not know that as many of us as were baptized into Yahushua were baptized into his death? Verse 4, therefore we were buried with him through baptism into death, that just as Yahushua was raised from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life. Verse 5, for if we have been united together in the likenesses of his death, certainly we also shall be in the likenesses of his resurrection. Now, when you hear the word baptism, I'm not talking about the water thing, okay? It's talking about when you go every time to the highways and byways as a living sacrifice. When you're doing the work, okay, you're being baptized. All right? So, as for those who don't get it, it's because the Spirit is not there. Moving to Philippians chapter 3, right here. Chapter 3, what? 10, verse 10. Then that I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his suffering, being conformed to his death. Yeah. You got to accept the fact. I mean, like I said, when you go to the army, you accept it. I mean, some of you might take a couple of pills of medication, right? But hey, you still go and take the toxic witchcraft pill and you still go out there. How many shots now you got to take in the military? 39, 40? Right? Look how crazy. And you're willing to do that. Ephesians, that will be 1, chapter 1 through what? 19 and 20. 19 and 20, right here. Verse 19, and what is the exceeding greatness of his power towards us, who believe according to the working of his mighty power? Verse 20, which he worked, in Yahushua, when he raised him from the dead, and seated him at his right hand in the heavenly place. Okay, you gotta realize, man, we have enemies. in this hellhole. Okay? Not everybody is going to be saved because, again, I'm going to repeat it, it's only for the Israelites. Okay? And to prove that to you, I'm going to leave it with Psalm 110. Psalm 110, verse 1. 110. Give me a minute. I'm looking for 110. Here we go. The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand, till I make your enemies your footstool. So, if you want to, have an issue with the truth, it's because you're stiff-necked, man. Okay? I hope it was edifying, and with that I'll say, Shalom.